समझाएंगे और बताएंगे कि क्या अप्रोच लेनी चाहिए आपको। तो मेरे हिसाब से बहुत ही बढ़िया अपॉर्चुनिटी है। काफ़ी बच्चों ने रजिस्टर किया, लेकिन जो टर्न अप हुए हैं अराउंड 50 to 60 स्टूडेंट्स। सो बहुत ही अच्छा लगा कि आप लोग तो आए हैं यहाँ पे, बाकी आपके दोस्त नहीं आ पाए जो मिस करेंगे, तो आप लोग उनको गाइडेंस दे सकते हैं। यू कैन लेट देम नो व्हाट ऑल यू हैव लर्न टुडे by if you some of you can record the session if you want, and probably we can publish it on the YouTube also if you want. So it is a very nice program, and you should attend it. If you have any queries, you can ask the queries also directly to the Yash Sharma ji, and he will be very happy to resolve those queries. So thank you once again, and for coming and attending this program.
International Division of Guru Jameshwar University Science and Technology. So please welcome with a huge round of applause.
Good morning to all the students and respected dignitaries sitting on the dais. First of all, I would like to extend my thanks to Placement and Training Office, and particularly Dr. Chawla, who has given me this opportunity to address the students for this event. Before going further in my, you can say, address to you, I would like that how many of you are from postgraduate streams? Some students are from PG also. Okay, and majority of you are engineering students, undergraduate, right? Okay. So the lecture which has been organized by the Foreign Club, what's the name of this club?
Studying for opportunity.
Okay. This club is mainly dealing with the guidance towards the
International school.
Okay, international school. That is a very good initiative, and as told by Dr. Jalan, it is first offline interaction. So always online is a very good thing which we have learned during the COVID time, but still offline method is the best method of communicating. So it's a golden opportunity for all of you, because we have invited a very eminent speaker, Mr. Yash Sharma, who is well conversant with the topic of guidance with regard to your intended visit to maybe Canada or some other good European countries or Australia maybe. So as pointed out by Dr. Jarlan, lot of you can say frauds and two kind of people are there in this business, and many times students or the parents they are not able to understand the genuineness of the person. So this lecture I think that will educate you how to move further if you have a goal towards going to abroad for having higher education or maybe some job opportunities. So this is the main thing. And one thing which I want to share with you, that our youngsters, mainly all the youngsters now, they are well conversant with the social media. So how many of you are on Twitter and on Facebook? Majority of them are. WhatsApp पे तो आप सभी हो गए हैं। तो नॉर्मली क्या होता है, थोड़ा हिंदी में बता देता हूँ आपको। जब आप लोग अप्लाई करते हो किसी भी प्रोग्राम के लिए, अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटीज आपकी सोशल मैपिंग भी करती हैं और वीज़ा ऑफिस इसको करने लगे, तो आपके फॉर्म में कहीं ना कहीं आपसे वो आपका यूजर नेम या कुछ ना कुछ आपसे मांगेंगे, फिर आपकी सोशल मैपिंग करेंगे। उसमें क्या रहता है कि आपका जो सोशल बिहेवियर अराउंड सोशल मीडिया, वो आप ये मान के चलो कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का टाइम है, आप किसी चीज़ को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं भी करोगे ना, तब भी उनको आपकी सोशल जो है इंक्लिनेशन पता लग जाएगी। इसलिए मैं आपसे सिर्फ आपको एडवाइस करता हूँ कि व्हाइल यू आर यूजिंग सोशल मीडिया, बी वेरी केयरफुल। जोश में आपको कोई उल्टी सीधी बात नहीं लिखनी चाहिए जो कि आपके कैरियर पे कल को असर डाले। सोशल मीडिया को यूज करो फॉर एजुकेटिव पर्पसेस, फॉर कम्युनिकेटिंग अमंग योरसेल्फ, बट नॉट टू प्रोपेगेट एंड फॉरवर्ड द प्रोपेगेंडा व्हिच इज देयर ऑन द सोशल मीडिया ऑफ एनी आइडियोलॉजी। तो मैं आपको ये सलाह दूंगा, आप पढ़ाई लिखाई के लिए सोशल मीडिया को यूज कीजिए, आपस में बात करने के लिए कीजिए, लेकिन अब्यूज करना, ट्रोल करना, इससे दूर रहना। आजकल एम्बेसीज जो है ना मैप कर लेती हैं, और वो इस तरह के किसी भी कैंडिडेट को अपने देश में नहीं आना देना चाहते जो कि डिस्टर्ब माइंड का कोई स्टूडेंट। तो इसलिए ये मेरी आपको एडवाइस है, थोड़ा केयरफुल रहना चाहिए, जोश में होश नहीं खोना चाहिए, बस यही कहना आपसे। और यश शर्मा जी आज यहाँ पे आए हुए हैं, और आई थिंक वी विल बी गिविंग यू वेरी गुड टिप्स। और आप देखो, लोग कंसल्टेंसी फीस लेके देके जाते हैं कंसल्टेंसी करने के लिए, और आप लोगों को बैठे बिठाए घर में ही आपकी ट्रेनिंग प्लेसमेंट ऑफिस इतनी बढ़िया सुविधा दे रहा है, तो इसको फायदा उठाइए। अच्छा, एक दूसरी बात, आप नोट्स बना लेना। आप समझो कि आपके एजुकेटिव लेक्चर है, तो आप कुछ ना कुछ लिख लेना, या मोबाइल पे जो भी आपको अच्छा लगे। ये चीजें आपको बहुत हेल्प करेंगी। अच्छा देखिए, एक दूसरी बात और भी है, हो सकता है आज आपके मन में ना हो फॉरेन के बारे में कोई एंथुसियाज्म, हो सकता है इस लेक्चर के बाद आपको लगे कि नहीं आई शुड ट्राई, समझे। फाइनेंस एक इशू होता है, सोचते हैं हमारे पेरेंट्स कैसे अफोर्ड करेंगे, तो देखिए बहुत सारी स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम्स भी हैं, होपफुली आपको जो हो सकता है थोड़ी गाइडेंस यहाँ इसके बारे में भी दी जाए। और एक बार आप वहाँ जाओगे तो देयर आर मैनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज जिससे आप अपने आप को सस्टेन कर सकते हो आफ्टर से 1 ईयर और 1 सेमेस्टर। तो अपने गोल्स, अपने सपने, अपनी स्पिरिट्स हमेशा आपको हाई रखनी है। अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है, इसको ध्यान से सुनो। ये आपका चल के इस ऑडिटोरियम में आना ये एक बहुत बड़ी मोटिवेशन है। आपको कुछ ना कुछ तो यहाँ लेके आया है ना, ये तो है नहीं कि आपको यहाँ पे कोई इनाम मिलेगा या कोई खाने की चीज मिलेगी, पैसे मिलेंगे। अपने मन से आए हो ना सब लोग, हाँ, तो फिर मन से आए हो तो मन से सुनो, मन से बातों को ग्रहण करो और कुछ ना कुछ आगे आपको बढ़ना है। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं आपको आई गिव माय बेस्ट विशेस फॉर योर फ्यूचर एंडेवर। एंड वन थिंग मोर, आई वुड टेक एक्सक्यूज आफ्टर 11 o'clock here because I have a class at 11. Thank you very much.
It shows that there is a determination, there is a seriousness. So congratulations for that too, because you are moving ahead for your career goals. I would also like to thank Dr. Aditya Veer Singh ji and Dr. Sharma and the entire training and placement cell, the International Studies Club, for organizing this event and giving me the privilege to be a part and to interact with you. We are going to do a deep dive about the Canada immigration, how Canadian studies work, what are the post-secondary education options are there, how Canada as a country is a viable option for you. We are really going to touch base many points about that. But before I start, I would like to give a brief introduction, who we are, why we are here, and how we can help you about it. So Mars Immigration Inc. is a full-service immigration firm. We are based out of Toronto, Canada. I'm a permanent resident in Canada. And we also have a branch office in your own city, Hisar, in Sector 13. I moved to Canada almost 4 years back. But before that, I have been born and brought up in the city. I would say that I have learned, I have made my formative years by interacting with people of the city, by learning from the institutions of the city. And whenever I come back to this place, it has its own vibrance. You go to any city in India or any country all across the globe, जो हिसार का feel है वो कहीं पे नहीं है. So it's always a privilege to see you in person. And as Dr. Sharma said, last 2 years has kind of put us in a situation where we were more habitual to interact, through the online medium, on virtual meetings. But seeing each other, it has a different, human touch. So thanks again to the entire, team to organizing it, and thanks to you for, being here. As it said that we are an immigration firm, what does it mean? Because you see many immigration consultants in your own city, maybe in Delhi, maybe in Chandigarh. So how does that differentiates? I would like to mention a small story that when I moved to Canada in 2018, I myself have gone through that cycle where I reached out to many immigration consultants, be it in Chandigarh, be it in Jalandhar, be it in Delhi. I really wanted to know how I can move to Canada. And the unfortunate truth is, in India, the immigration industry is very, very messy. And the reason for that, Indian students make one of the biggest diaspora, not only in Canada, but be it US, be it UK, be it Australia, be it New Zealand. So people have, mushroomed a lot. Whether they know or they don't, they have made a trade out of it. And I struggled a lot to seek the right advice, to seek the right consultation. And you would be surprised to know that 99.9% of the immigration agents or so-called consultants who have these luxurious offices, big buildings, and who are all over there on the social media these days, they are not even accredited by the foreign countries. So if an agent sitting in Jalandhar or in Delhi or maybe in Hisar or maybe anywhere else, even if they have sent maybe 10, 50 or 100 people to respective countries, they don't have the accreditation from the respective foreign country. Do you follow me? हिंदी में बात करेंगे, इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे? सभी बोलो यार एक बार. Okay. So accreditation का मतलब sort of the foreign government, especially Australia, New Zealand, US, UK, and Canada, have made a structure. If anybody is offering you a professional paid consultation for immigration, कोई पैसे लेके अगर आपको immigration services दे रहा है, he needs to have a license. This industry is basically regulated. If there's a guy who does train or airplane booking, he can file maybe your tourist visa. But would you trust with him? Or let me put this way, only an MBBS doctor or an MD doctor, if you have any problem, any disease, you would like to seek the medical consultation from someone who has done these studies, or who knows the trade, or who has a license by MCI, Medical Council of India. You also have the option to go to maybe your neighboring village, people who doesn't have accreditation but he still can write medicines to you. It is like the same thing. If you are planning to go to abroad, if you seek the consultation from an immigration lawyer or a person who has done the respective studies or who have the respective licenses, only then he can guide you, only then he can share what realistic situation is over there in the foreign. On top of that, when you see this name written there, Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant, this is a license and a designation given by the Canada government. We have to go through a process, we have to study immigration law for almost 8 to 12 months. And then there is a federal exam which is conducted by the Canada government. Only people who can qualify that, they go through a background history, maybe character, maybe ethics, maybe police clearance, and lot many things. Then you are given the license. So I started doing this thing way back in 2019. Before that, as I said, I was born and brought up in Hisar. Rather, I come from a village which is very neighboring to Hisar called Muklan. I studied from DN College. I graduated in 2006 in BSc Biotechnology. Then I went to Gurgaon. I did my Masters of Business Administration over there. I started working for my alma mater. I'm in the college where I graduated. I started working in the admission cell as a sales and business development executive. Post that in 2013, I juggled hat from domestic education to overseas education. There is a renowned Australian company called Navitas. They are into foreign education. They have their campuses, colleges in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, all over. I helped them launch in India. I was the marketing head for India region. In 2015, the startup culture was pretty much booming in India. So I joined Tribo Hotels, if you have heard name of it. At that stage, it was a very nascent, very small company. I joined when we were hardly 5 to 6 people. And in 2018, when I left for Canada, we were 1,000 employees plus team, and we had more than 1,000 hotels there. So I moved to Canada in 2018. I briefly worked for Oyo Hotels, if you have heard name for it. I was Canada head for this particular organization. And then the pandemic kind of came in, and the hospitality industry was kind of suffering through. And 2019 onwards, soon I had my immigration license. I have been helping people not only from India, but the entire subcontinent, from Middle East, even from Africa, Brazil, Mexico, all over the places. So we do a lot of immigration services, be it business visa, investment visa, study visa, work visa, which we are going to touch base today. So let's start with it. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right. How many of you know in which continent Canada is? Any guesses? North America. And as this image looks, Canada is a massive country. It's huge. I mean, it's the second largest country, if we say so. And you can make a guess by simply understanding the fact that it has 6 different time zones. भारत बहुत विशाल है, बहुत बड़ा देश है, बहुत population है, but सारे हिंदुस्तान में एक ही time zone है, which is IST, Indian Standard Time. But Canada has 6 different time zones, so make a clue how vast it can be. It shares almost 9,000 kilometers of border with US. If you go from east to west coast, पूर्व से पश्चिम जाएंगे तो आप 9,000 किलोमीटर ड्राइव करते रहेंगे, but Canada खत्म नहीं होगा. And surprising fact is, maximum population of Canada, it lives just south of the border. जो आप बिल्कुल नीचे देख रहे हैं, the entire population of Canada, 90% of population of Canada, it lives within a vicinity of 150 kilometers from the US border. Because all big cities, be it Montreal, be it Quebec, be it Toronto, be it Vancouver, be it Calgary, all these cities are nearby. You can read not many things over here. It is surrounded by 3 oceans. which is Arctic, Pacific, and Atlantic, because it has open borders all three sides. The border that it shares with US, it's a very porous border. कोई पड़ोसियों के साथ इनकी लड़ाई नहीं है. People work. I mean, there are cities like Seattle and Vancouver. लोग Seattle में काम करते हैं. They live in Vancouver. They drive the same day. So borders are very, very porous, very, very open. There are two official languages which are spoken in Canada. आप सोचेंगे कि शायद English ही हो, but apart from English, do you have any clue which other language is the official language for Canada? More guess? French, absolutely. So in the olden times, Canada used to be a French colony. Still, there are certain cities. There is a province called Quebec, which is primarily a French city and a French province. India में जिसको हम states कहते हैं, वहाँ पे ये इनको provinces बोलते हैं. There are 10 provinces and there are 3 territories. जैसे अपने यहाँ पे union territories रही हैं, वैसे ही there are 3 territories and 10 provinces. Out of that, there is one province called Quebec, which is primarily and majorly people speak the French language. So बहुत सारे इंडिया के बच्चे कई बार मिसगाइड होके मॉन्ट्रियल के कॉलेज पे चले जाते हैं and then they reach out to me and say sir मेरे को तो उस एजेंट ने वहाँ पे भेज दिया but मुझे पार्ट टाइम वर्क ही नहीं मिल रहा है because everybody speaks French. मेरे को रेस्टोरेंट में जॉब भी मिलता है, मैं कैशियर का काम भी करता हूँ but I don't even know कि उसने ऑर्डर प्लेस क्या किया है. So we are going to touch base those points. इतना बड़ा कंट्री होने के बाद भी the number of people, the population is very very less. 390 million people. अगर हम पूछें कि करोड़ में कितने हुए तो can you translate it to crores? Make guess guys.